I'm Dodon Ajayi, and I'm a psychotherapist, and my specialty is emotional health. I'm a relationship and communication expert, and yeah, I'm a mental health advocate, and I'm all about visibility for the mental health community as well as mental health awareness in general. And I'm also a co-founder of mytherapist.ng, and it's a mental health app that I'll be launching very soon. Yes, that's it basically.
Every year, the month of July is an exciting month for me. Why? It's my birth month. Yay! Yeah, it's always a time for me to see how much I've grown, a time to be grateful, but well, this isn't the same for some people. Are you part of the team who feels sad or not excited towards your birthday? Do you feel like there's no reason to be happy or excited about your birthday? Or do you just not like celebrating your birthday? You just don't like it. It's not really a big deal for you, just like it is for me. Well, have you heard of birthday depression, which is also known as birthday blues? Listen to this episode to know if you have birthday depression and also how to manage it. And don't forget, this is Grow and Glow podcast, a podcast that is aimed at helping young adults deal with issues in their lives and also helping them to be the best version they can ever be. So you're in the right place. Join us, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Let's go into the episode. Yeah. We have a psychotherapist here with us today, and we're going to be talking about birthday depression. I met you on Twitter when you typed and posted out about birthday depression. And mainly I saw it, or just like God led me there, because that's been on my mind to talk about it as a podcast episode. I've seen a lot of young people who feel sad every time they hear that, oh, there's a new month coming and the new month is their birth month. They're just like, why? They are not excited, they're not happy, they're basically just sad. And sometimes I wonder, I'm like, why? Because I'm just the opposite. I love my birthday and everything like that. So reading through the trend too, I also noticed that, well, I wasn't wrong. It was really relatable to young adults. And I would love to ask, please, do you think birthday depression is common within the younger folks than the older ones?
Well, I might not necessarily put an age range to it, all right? But the truth of the matter is it has definitely picked up lots of popularity amongst the younger generation, especially considering the fact that the reasons why people have birthday depression, or some of the major reasons, are always linked to underachievement. And because of social media and the fact that everybody can see what everybody's doing these days, it's pretty easy to get depressed by virtue of not feeling like you're doing enough, basically. So, yes, we could say that a lot of young people are experiencing it, but it has always been a thing with adults. That's the truth. Okay. So basically, birthday depression, it's also called birthday blues, by the way, is a mental state where you find yourself feeling all the depressive tendencies just around your birthday period. All right. So naturally, depression comes with its own set of symptoms, you know, like lack of interest in stuff, hypersomnia, lack of appetite, or overeating, all of those things, suicide ideations. These are natural depressive symptoms, right? Now, birthday depression is when you experience all of these things during and around your birthday, right? So there's this persistent feeling of sadness, just feel tired, you just feel really sad, you're crying a lot, You do not have any enthusiasm towards anything that is remotely attached to your birthday. Like, you don't want to hear anything about birthday. You just want to, like, you know what? I don't want to talk about my birthday. It's nothing to look forward to. Or you could even be dreading it altogether. So that's basically what birthday depression looks like.
Okay. And you're saying something about depression. You were like, the normal signs of depression. So I would also love to ask, do you think birthday depression is it a mental disorder? And at the same time, can it be something you can tag as a normal situation young adults or people find themselves in sometimes?
So first off, birthday depression is not categorized under the DSM. That's the Diagnostic Statistical Manual. It's not categorized as a mental illness. All right. It is, however, recognized as a very popular mind anomaly. Do you understand? So, usually, the funniest part is that birthday depression tends to happen to people who already have depressive tendencies, or maybe they are already depressed. Do you understand? But they are high functioning, so it doesn't really show per se. But then during that period, there's just this way it becomes like very glaring that, oh, something is wrong. I'm not feeling the way I should feel. All right. So the truth of the matter is it is not diagnosed. It is not diagnosed, but it's however recognized as a good enough reason to come for therapy if it has become a normal thing for you to feel that type of way during and around your birthday.
Other signs that we can check for birthday depression.
Oh, yes, sure. So another major sign that you look out for basically would be a lot of intrusive thoughts about where you are at, where you wish you could have been. Do you understand? You have a lot of thoughts crowding your mind, anxiety basically. All right. Unmet expectations begin to create a lot of mental distress for you, basically. Then we have the acute remembrance of trauma. Anything traumatizing that occurred around that period will be remembered acutely, right? I remember as a child that we had this wedding that we planned for one of my aunts, and then we went for the wedding, and one of my neighbors that my mom liked a lot was very involved, even though she was not family. In fact, we went to the market together, got things together. It was the whole 9 years. She was part of the family literally, right? And the wedding in question was done on the birthday of the bride. Okay, so the night of the wedding, after we had all gotten home, Amdrabas came into our compound, and to cut a long story short, shot the man, the husband of the
Wow.
neighbor. So, yes, her husband dies, and we get to tell the bride that, oh, do you remember this woman, our neighbor that we told you about, that was very, very enthusiastic about your wedding? Well, the night of your wedding, her husband died to a gunshot wound from armed robbers. And she was devastated, like, oh my God, why would that kind of thing happen the night of my wedding? Do you get, like, because that person had become close to her, and it was kind of a statement because the woman did not have time for her husband all through that period. So she felt really horrible. Like, why would this man choose to die, on such a momentous period, my wedding, and a day after my birthday? So there's no way she's celebrating her birthday that she would not remember that ugly incident. And so for people who have birthday depression, something like that could have happened. Maybe they lost their parents, or they lost an opportunity that would have changed their lives, or they experienced a certain level of violence meted out on them, like maybe sexual assault. Things of that nature would naturally mess with your emotional equilibrium, and your birthday will be messed up during that period, right? Another thing that you would experience would be a certain anxiety, basically. about getting old. That's one of the major problems. You're so worried about getting old. You're worried about the things you've not achieved, about your looks, about how you're beginning to lose that flowery figure that comes with youth. And it comes with a lot of crying. It comes a lot of poorer concentration, isolating yourself from people. Then many people with birthday depression rarely tell people it's their birthdays. They just don't post anything. And that is not to say that everybody who chooses not to post themselves on their birthdays have birthday depression. Some people just do not like the attention that comes with their birthday. But when you really, really feel all the negative emotions on your birthday, it means it's birthday depression. So, yes, these are the other symptoms you can watch out for, basically.
Okay. Talking about we have to the fear of getting old or just the anxiety that comes with aging. I feel a lot of people put themselves under that pressure. They're like, oh, I'm turning 30. I've not done anything with my life. What can we do about that? Because I also feel it's a major cause or just a major reason why some people have birthday depression in Nigeria, maybe. I'm not sure though, but what can we do about that?
Oh, well, to be very honest with you, it's not going to be something we can do something about. It's about the person in question choosing to address that anxiety or that problem squarely. Do you understand? Knowing full well that, listen, I cannot pretend like this is not affecting me. And instead of ignoring it, you seek therapy for it. You try to get answers. You face it head on because that's what you need to do. Understanding the fact that, listen, I don't like where I'm at. I do not like the fact that I'm so scared of dying, of getting old. And then you tell yourself, I will, I will be better in my thought process. And that's not something you can actually sit down and achieve on your own. It's like saying, oh, how do I get over cancer on my own? You've got to understand that mental health practitioners are not there strictly to handle neurological issues like right, psychiatric cases. Emotional related issues can actually be taken to therapy. So when you have that fear of getting old or the whole anxiety that comes with aging, basically addressing it with someone that you know has the professional wherewithal to help you will do you a lot of good. But if you know you don't want to go that route, you can do a lot of journaling, because when you journal, your thoughts that have been hidden in your subconscious would come to light. And when they come to light, you would know where those anxiety is coming from and most probably how to handle it, basically.
Talking about journaling, how do we go about that? Is it just writing down our achievement or things we love to achieve? What can be written down in that journal? Would you like to give us some example for people who might have an idea on what to do?
Okay, so journaling is actually a very interesting process if you understand the types of journaling and the one to embrace when it comes to certain situations. All right. So we have the introspective journaling. All right. The introspective journaling is necessary when you're trying to understand yourself. So introspective journaling is about whys. Why is this happening? Why am I like this? It's also called reflective journaling. Thinking about yourself clearly as much as you can, basically. What has sponsored the way I think about this? Why am I in this mental state? Why do I feel this way about myself? Why did I stop doing this at this age? Why did I not finish school? Why did I? Do you understand? When you ask yourself questions, your subconscious is forced to give you answers. Am I making sense to you now?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so the only other type of journaling which is not supposed to help you with the fear of aging is the gratitude journaling. All right. writing down what you've achieved. I don't call it gratitude journaling for my clients because I realize that it triggers a lot of unhealthy feelings like, oh, are you trying to say I'm not grateful even just because I'm depressed? So instead of saying gratitude, I say achievement journaling, right? What are the things you've achieved? Oh, I have 5 friends that can, die for me basically. They love me so much. All those things, right? But for the fear of aging, the reflective or introspective journaling is very important. You want to question your thought process. At what point did I begin to fear aging? At what point did it begin to bother me so much? So these are questions you want to ask yourself. And the more you ask yourself these questions, you begin to wanting to answer. Okay, what can I do about it? Where do I cross the line? Do you understand? So that's what journaling looks like basically.
Okay, okay. And in the Twitter trend, under ways birthday depression can be managed, you mentioned making peace with your met expectations. Please, can you explain more on how we can do that, especially for young adults who might have a lot of expectations for their lives at a certain age, but they're yet to achieve it? What can they do about that? Apart from journaling, so yeah.
Okay, so well, the thing is, again, there are so many things that cannot be done, you know, without bringing therapy into it. That's the truth. Because I ask people, if you wanted alternatives so bad, why have you not found a way around it? Because sometimes the very thing you want answers to are not embedded in what you know. Okay, so making peace with it on your own means you're going to be writing a lot about it and trying to find the real cause of it. But if you do not want to go the journaling route, it means you want to talk to somebody about it. And if you're talking to somebody about it, it has to be somebody you trust, somebody you feel will not judge you. And that brings us right back, circles right back to therapy. Do you understand? So I feel we are ready for that conversation. I'm not going to say we are not ready for it. I feel that we are ready for the conversation where we have to come to terms with the fact that certain unhealthy processes cannot be addressed outside of therapy. And when we understand that this reality cannot escape us, it helps us to take the desire for mental improvement seriously, right? As well as choosing to, you know, get help for it if occasion demands that.
About therapy in Nigeria, I don't generalize it, but I feel it's a part of of our lives that nobody really speaks about. So is there a way you can just give us, to anyone listening right now, how can we find, where can we find therapy? Is it just online? What are some platforms you would recommend from you and other therapists?
Oh, well, you're right about the fact that, well, therapy is not something that has gone mainstream. And like I said, that's why someone like myself would be loud about mental health. I've had clients come to therapy and say, "Oh, it was when I stumbled on your tweet that I realized there was actually a therapist in Nigeria." And that's interesting because I have a lot of colleagues, right? So one of the platforms that's, like I said, I chose to do something about the situation. So instead of just folding my arms and saying, "Oh, why is this like this?" I decided to do something about it. And that's why I co-founded an organization, a tech startup that is going to be a teletherapy platform, an on-demand teletherapy platform that will have therapists from all walks and all specialties listed on the app, where you can actually pick any one of your choice and get access to mental health services at the click of a button, basically. All right. So in the interim, though, I I'm a therapist, of course. So the same way you found me, the same way you stumbled on my tweet will be the same way a lot of people will be doing lots of realizing. So you just happen to see that, oh, you found someone's content online, you check their profile, and they happen to be a therapist. That's what you can do in the interim. And then you can ask a few friends of yours to refer. You would be surprised at the amount of people that are in therapy. You'll be very, very surprised. And so when you realize that, okay, there are actually a lot of people in therapy, they might be able to recommend to you someone that did a very good job. And I tell people that it's funny. People think bulk of my clientele comes from Twitter. No, it comes from referral. So people will refer a therapist to you. So ask around, ask, do your due diligence. But then eventually there would be startups that you can actually trust to give you access to vetted therapists, basically.
Okay, thank you so much. Before we go, is there anything you would love to tell my listener?
Well, I'm just going to say chin up. If you're listening from Nigeria, I understand that a lot of us right now are going through different dilemmas. ASU is on strike. A lot of things are hanging in the balance, and you just might be, at the finishing point of your emotional resilience. So this is me sending you a warm hug, telling you not to give up, reminding you that you're valued and your pain, your concerns, your anxiety is valid, and encouraging you basically to give tomorrow another chance. Give tomorrow a chance. Keep giving tomorrow a chance. And one day you will smile, basically.
Yeah, thank you so much. And before we go again, for my listeners listening right now, in case anyone wants to book you or talk to you, follow you on Twitter or on Instagram, please, where can we find you?
Twitter is at Dedoyin Ajayi. It's that simple. At Dedoyin Ajayi. All right. And that's pretty much my username on most of my platforms. But then you can go to my website, dedoyajayi.com. Everything and anything that you need regarding details of my services and even booking a session can be found on the page dedoyajayi.com, including my contact.
Okay, ma'am, thank you so much for being on Grow and Glow podcast. It's such an honor to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Grow and Glow podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please send in a comment at Grow and Glow _ podcast on Instagram or at Great Gracie. And when I say Gracie, it is GRACIE on Twitter. Please take a screenshot right now as you're listening to my voice. Take a screenshot and post it on your social media handles and tag us, please. Let us know you're listening. Let us know you learned something new from this episode.